because of the shape of the molecule, which is 60 carbon atoms, they felt like there was the possibility that there could be toxicity. So they did a toxicity test in 2012 at the Paris University, and they had three different groups of lab rats. Again, we didn't do the test. Please don't get mad at us. We don't do this to rats, but the test results were very amazing. So the first group got water, the second group got olive oil, and the third group got this ESS60. But the rats were fed our product in 2012, and years later, our rats live 90% longer.
Hey, Inspired Tribe, my fellow freedom lovers. It's John Nolan here. Thank you so much for tuning in to another inspired conversation. You know what I always say, become the best possible version of yourself. That's one of my favorite things. And that's a motto and a mantra here at Inspired. And this is also kind of how we pick our partnerships. We are looking for the best of the best in the field that they're in. And it's such an honor and a privilege to bring back one of the best, Miss Patty Greer of C60 Evo. Patty, thank you so much for coming back on.
The best of the best. That's what I say about you. So, how wonderful that is, huh?
Well, thank you. That's an honor, Patty. I gotta right off the bat. I gotta read something to our viewers. So you emailed me not too long ago, maybe an hour ago. You said, "Warning, warning!" All caps, a bunch of exclamation marks. I'll be ready to blow up some truth bombs today. So she said, "You up for it?" And I wrote back, "You know I'm up for it." So Miss Patty, where are we starting today? I'm curious. I'm excited.
Well, you missed the sentence about I really have the greatest partners on earth, and nobody will mess with us because we are the lab in the world that's been making carbon fullerenes for 33 years. So I'm really well behaved when I do shows with my partner. We were a little late today and he couldn't make it. So I was like, with what I've seen in the last 2 days online about me personally, or that affects me and offends me personally, I'm still smiling like, what the hey? How can I be this nice? Because the old me, before I got wounded and then poisoned, and then, the old me used to be like, put up your dukes.
Yeah, I
Now,
can see that. I know you're a biker girl, so I can definitely see you absolutely, not pulling any punches when it's necessary.
well, I mean, I'm not sure I was a biker girl and never rode a motorcycle in my life till I got divorced. And then the first gentleman I dated rode a Beamer like a pro. And I got on the back and went, are you serious? I'm 40 and I've never done this. So, yeah, I got a Harley and then I got a bigger Harley and did 50,000 miles in 10 years. But it was never like who I was, it was a chapter. And the coolest thing I'm realizing about being older now is that I've got a lineup of really interesting chapters. And now I kind of get to sit comfortably for a little while and just be able to really share a product that I think that I know is changing lives around the world. Um, I
Okay, so let's do this. Let's take a shot
Ooh,
in good old tradition because that's the only shot I do. I don't
me
drink,
too.
but C60. I'll do this one here. That's the MCT oil, pure organic MCT oil
Lovely.
with ESS60.
Well, I'm going to do the avocado oil with ESS60. And when you said I used to do it out of the bottle, but it seemed, what was your word? A little
Uncultured.
uncultured. I had just said, "Well, I'm gonna do it out of the bottle," and wait, I'm the lady here. So I went and got a spoon, but because of the days I've had, I was going, "Do I wanna do a measuring cup or a spoon?" So that's what I was saying. Yeah, I might be, a little extra funny today. Okay, did you do your shot that fast?
No, 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 I'm waiting for you.
Oh, you're doing a
That
big
wouldn't be
one.
very gentlemanlike, would it now?
Cheers, my friend, and to everybody listening.
Cheers, everyone.
Mm, this is
Mm,
so nutty and yummy.
I love it. The MCT is very it just very gentle, very soft, very wonderful. So now that we got that, now that our brain activity is going to go to 110%.
Mm.
Tell me about the gaslighting. I mean, you set it up, you teed it up. So now we got to know what's happening.
Okay. So, um, I used to be in the field of UFOs, and I've never been on a spaceship or claimed it. I've never met an alien or had sex or a baby with one. Never claimed it. But the whole field of ufology, when I was in it, I was touring crop circles by choice, not to be a ufologist, but because I was blown away at the amazing nature and that the hair stood up on my arms, little teeny hairs, and the top of my head. It was so tingly, and I knew that there was something completely different. And I became really, really, really regular going to the crop circles in England every summer. And the farmers were so friendly. And next thing I knew, I had an experience where I passed out, woke up, and my eyes were different. I was seeing orbs. I was seeing things I'd never seen before in the sky. And I started making movies. Like, it was like whatever happened, all of a sudden I was a filmmaker. And I didn't know anything about it, but I was so amazed that I was surrounded by all the real researchers and the real crappies that were there every year, night after night. So I made 8 films, won a lot of awards, and it was the most fascinating field because there were real ufologists. There was Stan Friedman, Roger Lear, dead, dead. Robert Odin, dead. Wendell Stevens, biggest UFO library in the world, dead. Um, I, I can go down the list of all the greats, all the real ones that I filmed, and all of a sudden, boom, 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 they all started dying real fast. And then all these actors came in, and ufology shifted frequency. And frequency to me is what I get in this product is I feel like I can't tell if it's because I'm old or I'm experienced or I'm taking C60 Evo. And but I am so focused and I don't miss anything. And I think it's what's made people feel uncomfortable about me knowing their crimes. And so I've been poisoned by an idiot and I survived, but I only survived because of this product. I don't do anything else. So lucky me, I'm partners with the only lab in the world that's making the real stuff. But what's interesting is that now we're 5 years old. Oh, let me finish the UFO thing. So I feel like I was in that chapter of my life, ufology, for 10 years. I was a speaker. I was showing my films at all these events, and then I won Best UFO Film 3 times at the International UFO Congress Convention, and Best Music, and the final year was People's Choice. So it was the love was great. Ufology was
Incredible.
real, and then everybody started dying. And, next thing I knew, I got wounded real badly, leaving my final speaking gig by choice because I took the warning. And I was dropped to the floor at the airport after speaking at a gig and wounded by some kind of something through the air, a dew.
Was that, Patty? That was the moment where we all felt, observing it from the outside, that this term disclosure that's been thrown around for so long, but there were times where we all felt we're this close. We're this close to like a greater public announcement or greater public awareness of the entire field and the phenomenons and whatnot. Was that around that time where we all felt this might happen?
Yeah.
And then
We were building,
and then
building, building,
yeah.
and then everybody died suddenly. But it wasn't after these, it was just whatever it was.
No, that was before. That was before.
This
We're
is
talking 10 years ago,
2017.
right?
I'm talking
So
2017
yeah.
was when I got hit, and, they all died within 5 years of that, and I mean, most of the people that mattered, and as I look at the few events and there's hardly anything left in the field, I just kinda snicker at those that are still here, uh, doing whatever. And I'm not interested. I think my favorite thing was when Chuck Schumer said, UFOs are real. It's like, yeah, go, Chuck. So the punchline is all I know is crop circles, but I was in more than 100. And my last film, somehow, God, I was invited to the lab that proved they were real beyond any shadow of a doubt. I saw the evidence, I saw the machines, but what was most important that kept me dedicated was that The machines were re-engineered to create the frequencies in crop circles that are growing 30 to 400% more food and biofuel per plant, with almost twice the nutrition. So what we have in crop circles, real ones, which I think 90% or more were, that I was in, no matter what the funny people say that get all the big numbers and subscribers and views, which is fake, in my opinion. But they're the ones that get promoted. And meanwhile, um, it's very real what's going on. But in 2014, I stopped filming because the farmers had been threatened that they wouldn't get their monthly stipends if they let us in. They can't stop us from flying over, but they can mow out the crop circle on the next day. I didn't mean for this to be a crop circle show, but the punchline is I've got a website, cropcirclefilms.com, and all of a
And we
sudden,
did it. We did an extensive conversation, which I encourage you all. We'll put the link in the description
yeah,
to
it's
go
funny.
watch that incredible conversation where Patty shares very deeply about her experiences, her films. Such a great interview. So please go watch that. Yeah.
So we have the machine to re-engineer this is the punchline, and that's why I think I got hurt. I think my everything's been hidden, and I've known gaslighting and BS for a very long time. Um, So I'm on round 2 of my life, and I have totally recovered because I changed the channel, and now I promote the product that saved my life. It's all I do, so I know it's nothing else but C60 Evo. I had both my hips replaced, but I was 3 years later than I should have had my hips replaced because I was taking this product and lubricating, super lubricating my hips, and I survived all this. But the other night, I got a letter from the cropcircleconnector.com, biggest archive. We all count on it. And I gave them a lot of photos because I flew over the crop circles and leaned out with no door on my side. I must have been out of my mind, but I did it. Movie camera, and I said, "Give me one more circle because I've got the still camera." And I had, and they're like, door on or door off, and I'm like, haha, funny. And they said, "Well, the professionals." I was
Been there, done that. Been there, done
like,
that. It's amazing what you're capable of doing
right.
when you are on a mission, right? When you're on a mission, I mean, you have the courage, you have everything you need, and it works out.
I went in crop circles at night. I was like, "Where am I coming from?" And this was pre C60 Evo. I mean, I was just on natural, I was on natural spirit energy. I was so connected to the earth, which delivers these crop circles to humanity to communicate. But the punchline is we got a letter from the archive, and I'm a member lifetime, and they said, "Really sorry, but all of our archive has been taken down." And I've been doing this 40 years and I've never seen anything of the kind. It was something about the content.
Incredible.
Next,
Unbelievable. So
that's the punchline of me talking about crop circles. I'm like, so wow. And then yesterday I wasted 2 hours trying to reach Amazon because I couldn't get into my Amazon Crop Circle Films account to take care of an order. I couldn't get in. I was locked out. There's no way I could get help. So it felt like gaslighting. It just felt like, here I am. I'm offering to do crop circle. And I don't want to get hurt again, but I'm not worried about that. That's not what this is about. And when I look to see what's going on online that's getting big numbers, is anybody talking crop circles? Yay, there were two with millions of
yeah.
views. One of them is a cartoon. La 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 la. And the other one is a nice guy. That's probably never been in one.
If I may, because I think going full circle to what you said, the importance of this here, right? Why this matters and why it matters now more than ever. And this is not a sales pitch. This is really, and what you laid out here, what you teed up is exactly right. We had authentic research and truther, an authentic movement. No doubt it was infiltrated even back in a day, but most of it wasn't just happening online. You had a lot of in-person meetings and conferences and people getting together, and that was a labor of passion. really guided by the truth. So it wasn't hard to sniff out the imposters and the agency infiltrators. I mean, those who had an ounce of intuition could always tell who was there to, sort of blow up the party. Ever since, the big platforms online have been established, and the algorithms have really been perfected, you have this gaslighting movement, like you say, where the big accounts that come out of nowhere often show no face, no name. That's the best thing. They just hide behind, a fancy graphic, and they are now in charge of the narrative. So what we have noticed in our work, and I'm here, this is my face, this is my name, you can look me up, there's no mystery there. But what we have noticed is that we are at a time where we're being bombarded, energetically, with frequencies, but with poisons, with everything. So what Christina and I realized, even if we live optimally, which we try to do, with what we eat, with the water we drink, with the exercise, with everything, we probably cannot get to higher than 65, 70%. That's at best. So 30%, and we wanted to fill that gap, and that's where we were looking for the best possible help. Like, what can we find out there that will help us reach that optimum, right? In terms of supplements, in terms of nutrition. And we have excluded 97% of the products on the market because they're just as infiltrated as the truther movement. So that leaves you about 3% of authentic, great, outstanding products. And this is where C60 Evo comes in. This is why we're so excited about our collaboration, why we love talking about it and talking to you about it, is because this is what, when it comes to energy boosts, just boosting up your energy, when it comes to recovery. And this is just my personal experience. I'm not giving medical advice. When it comes to pain relief, when it comes to improving mental clarity and focus, the 30% that I'm talking about, this is not, we don't go without it. Not just our family, but our pets don't either. Our, especially our 14-year-old Golden. Literally, I mean, this changes everything in his. I can see the difference when we run out for a day. It's incredible. So I want to thank you and your partners for for being in the top 3% of creating a product that's really valuable and really helps people get to that point, because you said something beautiful before we went on camera. You said this is what helps people be in touch with their intuition, and what helps them have their full brain power, so they can discern, so they can actually discern the truth from the bullshit and the gaslighting. So, it's a little long-winded, but I just wanted to share this because these are my thoughts around what you just shared.
Amen to that. Well, and then it leads into now. I think what really was my test today. Yesterday was Amazon and the archive, of hundreds, if not thousands, of crop circles. Very important. And what it is, I've got hard drives, I've got thumb drives. I mean, I'm not worried. I got my masters, but I'm seeing it now in the C60 world. And we've been seeing it the whole time. Chris did a video. So the gaslighting again. I'm like,
And Chris is your partner.
Chris and Robert are my partners,
Yeah.
and they've owned the research lab in Texas, in Houston, for 33 years that's delivered basically all of our ESS60 and olive oil to the major research tests that we know of, that have been done and really proven great results. One thing that I'm noticing lately is the only test that people talk about, because I believe it was peer reviewed and published, is the 2012 Paris Bhakti study, BAATI. And golly, how great is it that they used our product? So, what we have is this product. It wasn't our lab, so I don't take responsibility for using lab rats, but they did, and they asked us for product because they knew that we've been around longer than anyone. And also, we were there when they won the Nobel Prize. Three scientists won the Nobel Prize, and probably came from our lab, but Chris can't completely confirm because it was 1996. So,
But Patty, the ironic thing is that the Paris Bhakti study set out to do something else, and they found something completely different.
Right.
Can you share that? Because I think it's just such a classic scientific thing that happened there.
It is, it's amazing. Well, because of the shape of the molecule, which is 60 carbon atoms, they felt like there was the possibility that there could be toxicity. So they did a toxicity test in 2012 at the Paris University, and they had three different groups of lab rats. Again, we didn't do the test. Please don't get mad at us. Um, we don't do this to rats, but the test results were very amazing. So the first group got water, the second group got olive oil, and the third group got this ESS60. But back then it was called C60, and we were still bordering probably on industrial grade, which we don't sell today. We've evolved, and that's why it's called C60 Evo. We've evolved it to be an even cleaner version, but the rats were fed our product in 2012, and years later, our rats live 90% longer, which is the
Let's
longest
just hold on,
longevity results.
hold on,
Yeah,
hold on. I think we say this kind of like because we've talked about it before. They
it's
live
huge.
90% longer. Let's just translate this. Not that you can, and this is not a like we're saying this will translate directly to humans, but let's just take it as an example because a lot of things that were applicable in the past to rats also showed up in humans when tested. So we're talking about an average lifespan of, let's be very generous, 80 years. So that means that if you do the math, that you can add 72 years to the life expectancy if you were to compare this to rats, which puts you at 152 years. That's incredible. I'm not saying this is what's going to happen. I'm just saying this is what, if you were to translate it to humans, this is what that means. This is incredible, and that's one product that they didn't do anything else. So I think Chris told us last time we spoke that there's a plan to repeat that study. Is that true?
We've heard of it, but it hasn't started yet. And believe me, we will let you know because we'll be providing the product. So, the other thing about that test, which to me is even more important than living a lot longer, because I don't know if I want to be 150 unless all of a sudden I just keep anti aging, unaging. So, the other thing was they died without any tumors. Now, Wistar rats always die with tumors in their previous tests, and the older they get, the more tumor mass they develop. No tumors. Now, for me, really important because I was poisoned with uranium, and all of a sudden I got these skin things that had to be cut off and removed, and luckily none of them came back. But I really love the thought of they died without tumors, and I can't say anything more other than, gosh, it's a coincidence that we sell to 5 big C clinics and they keep reordering by the dozens. And I've called and said, do you sell our products or what? And they said, daily protocol. Must be a coinky dinky,
It
but
is a coinky dink, isn't it? But Miss Patty, here's the badge of honor and the seal of approval. There's a three-letter agency, starts with F and it ends with A, and they are responsible for either allowing products to the market or not that are related to food or drugs in any shape or form. And when this agency tells you that you can't make an entire list of claims that they know on some level, are sometimes coincidentally connected to your product, that's actually a stamp of approval. And so this agency, I know, does not allow you to say all these things, but here, go online, go to c60evo.com, / inspire channel, and you will see the reviews. But then go other places and check out the reviews and just read what people are saying. Read about their experiences, for crying out loud. I thought because we're very healthy, but I thought my dog was going to not be here a year ago. And it was very tough already. And he's still around and he's still doing very well. A few weeks ago, I had a very, very, very serious allergic reaction to poison ivy. And I was closer to the other side and to this side. Let me just tell you this. It was very, very, a very, very tough time. And here I am a few weeks later at full capacity. Coincidentally, and unrelated, I do this every morning. Just saying, I'm just saying it's part of my protocol. But we're not giving medical advice. But there is one thing that we can say, and that's the recovery part. So I've read a bunch of testimonials by people who run marathons. So that is a long distance. If you can run a marathon, uh, amazing. But if you can run a marathon and wake up the next morning and not be sore and feel great, now that is uh, unheard of. And yet I've read these testimonials from extreme athletes over and over again that say, well, when I take after my before and after my performance, when I take the ESS60, I wake up the next morning and I have no muscle pains and I'm not sore. The recovery is actually one of the biggest reviews I've said and one of the most common reviews, right? That you guys get.
Absolutely. Let's talk about surgery recovery.
Okay. Well, you are the testimonial.
Yeah, I had a hip replacement 5 months ago and another one 8 months ago. And shout out to one of your viewers named Julie, who wrote me and said, I just got my hip replaced. Tell me, what I should do. Hey, Julie. And I told her, and we wrote back and forth because, we're hip sisters now. So,
Hey, Julie, hip sister Julie.
my hip sister Julie. But again, I really welcome anybody with bone or muscle or joint pain. I went 3 years longer than I should have because I was taking the Evo, the C60 Evo olive oil, which is the strongest of our three flavors. And when I say strongest, we try and get as much in as we can, but due to the concentration levels of the particular oil, what won't saturate will fall to the bottom. The MCT coconut oil will only hold half as much as the olive oil, whereas the
That's my afternoon shot. That's my
yeah,
afternoon shot.
I start my day with the MCT and I put it in my coffee because it's so good. And I do a major silver bullet coffee with everything in the kitchen, local and organic honey, cinnamon, whipping cream. By the way,
Oh, you like you're the flavored girl. You like your coffee flavored.
no, 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 it's not flavors.
Oh,
It's high energy. So organic grass fed butter. It's just all recommended for Silver Bullet, which gives you go power. But then I take a tablespoon of this and I always, spill just a little more in my coffee. The reason I'm religious to this is because I never forget my coffee. I crawl to the kitchen, ever so grateful to wake up and have another day and make this amazing cup of coffee. What I was going to say is that I did a lot of inflammation study. Organic heavy duty whipping cream is not inflammatory, but every other dairy is of milk and cream. Organic heavy duty. I am so happy to buy three at a time. And, my
mhm.
morning coffee is just heaven. But again, it's because of this that I don't have the coffee drop off at 2 or 3. Right now it's 4 or 5, and I'm like, I'm really glad I'm going out to dinner. Rare when I would take a shot this late in the day, but I'm going out to dinner. She said, "Can we make it later?" A friend, and I was like, "Yeah, no problem." And Evo, it's going to give me a few more hours of energy. But the thing is, this is the only thing I've taken that I think serves us physical, mental, and spiritually. There's something that is so high frequency about this product. And the guys at the lab would never say anything of the kind because they are serious rocket science, not rocket, C60 scientists. They are so straight and so committed, which I absolutely love because I am the woo woo from Colorado and I can do all the feelings and the intuition, but man, this stuff has changed my life, and I'm hearing it from people around the world daily.
Well, Chris Burris, who's usually on with us. I mean, and we'll link to previous conversations where people can really hear about the science behind it, why it works, how it goes into the mitochondria, how it helps with that incredibly. By the way, we get this every now and then. I just want to make one thing abundantly clear. Every now and then, you might hear the word graphene. it has absolutely nothing to do with graphene oxide that is connected to the juice, is in no way connected. And we cleared that up in previous conversations. Just wanted to make that clear. So that's that part that I encourage people to watch previous conversations. There's another part that Chris points out so correctly is when it comes to us humans. Sure, I mean we get excited, something works, and then there is the possibility that we have a placebo effect or we add to the effect because of our excitement, right? And that is true, and that there's nothing wrong about it. However, dogs tend not to have placebo effects with products, or cats don't. I mean, because you put it on their food, they have this the ESS60 for dogs, which has a little bit of bacon flavor in it, and yeah, guess what? They love it. So we just put a dropper on our dog's food. He loves it and he gets up easier. He walks around easier. You can visibly see the difference. And there's just not a chance that there's a placebo effect because we didn't have a conversation with our dog about it. And he didn't read the ingredient list and he doesn't watch our interviews. So, I make it a point. So, so this is sort of the, with animals, that's usually a pretty good litmus test, and
Absolutely.
this stuff just works. I mean, there's just no doubt about it. By the way, I got to ask you, what are those wings behind you? It looks beautiful.
They are my new wings that I gifted myself with. You can't see the bottom behind the chair, but they're amethyst. And I
Beautiful.
had to haul the funniest furniture around the house and a suitcase and the computer on top just so I could be in front of my wings today. Because the final gaslighting I want to mention is the C60 industry that takes all the patience I have. And it's only because I'm partners with the guys that own the real lab. And when I say real lab, they actually wear lab coats because they're in a real lab and it's big and it's hot and everything is huge. When I toured the lab, everything
Well, it's Texas, right? Everything's
was,
bigger in Texas.
oh, I guess so. This lab, I mean, even the cables and the wires, but everything is meticulous clean. They are really great. I feel I'm so lucky that I get to represent and then they get to deliver because I never worry about quality. Chris said something yesterday on a show that I didn't know. I thought we tested every batch before it goes out. He said we test every batch a few times before it goes out. So when our bottle says zero point 0.8 milligrams per milliliters and they ship to research institutions, they're going to test it and find, zero point 0.8 milligrams. In 2022, my partners confessed to me that they had bought 22 online products. And here we go into the gaslighting. None of them had what the label said, which says one of two things. They either don't choose to be honest, or more likely they're in a garage or a barn or a basement making this with little Amazon stirring things and buying their C60 from somewhere, who knows. But if they were buying from our lab, it would be ESS60, which is made for humans and pets, which is the evolution of our lab's manufacturing process from industrial grade. I will repeat, for ink, batteries, photocells, and tires. We won't sell that to anybody, no matter how much money they offer, if they're going to sell it to people. It's just not made for people,
And
pets.
and this is such a common theme in the generally speaking in all industries, but of course even in the more holistic or natural supplement industry, or just something that that claims to be pure. Some start out really well, and then a year in, 2 year in, the whole thing starts getting bigger and expenses also get bigger, and then, well, what can we do? Well, let's just water it down a bit. Let's just, we can easily put in a filler and less of the. I have no i have no patience or respect for that, and that's why Christine and I are so adamant about this. So if the integrity is not at 100%, we simply don't do it. And we've been offered a lot of money to promote products that were 80% good, and we just don't. I because I wouldn't use it, and I wouldn't give it to my children, and I wouldn't give it to my parents, and unless we use it and it's in our cupboard. And unless we use it, we would never recommend it to our family, our extended family, the Inspired Tribe, ever, ever. If I don't use it myself, I would never recommend it.
My
So,
kids.
we love that. We love that you guys tested and that it is an ongoing thing and that you're constantly improving. That's also part of the game.
Right, right, right. Well, we've expanded the line to body creams, facial serums, lip balms, hair renewal. So we've got a lot of products in the lineup. But what affected me was that I know now, because my partners told me the truth, about the companies in particular that are really selling low quality products, low concentration products. I know the companies that are selling charcoal and calling it C60, and there's no C60 in it. So every time I go to my Amazon, I
So
get
they're telling you it's charcoal 60.
there's 2 companies that sell charcoal
I mean, I do take charcoal, but not thinking it is actually ESS 60 or C60. Yeah.
or paying that price.
Yeah,
Yeah,
of course.
charcoal has benefits, and that's why people benefit from the charcoal products, and I'm not gonna name them, but Chris has in the past. And that guy got millions of views because he was kinda out before we were using our name. But what I'm seeing that really frustrates me is the sponsored ads of the 10 to 30% product slathered across everything that's us. It's like, get that dirt off my page. And this is where I said gaslighting and that I'm going to go off the rails because anybody looking at our Amazon, you're going to see the whatever at the top of, hey, we suggest this. And it's like, why don't you do a test, like a real high performance liquid chromatography test, and tell us how much is in that and how much is in this? This says 0.86. It's got 0.86 or zero point 0.8. There says zero point 0.8. It had zero point 0.3. Avocado. Theirs said zero point 0.6 because ours does. Theirs had zero point 0.06. And there it is, slathered across all of my promotions. And there's a part of me going, come on. Chris says, with money, you can do it. Now, I've been offered 500 fake comments for a price. And I'm like, I don't need fake comments. I've been offered 500 at a time, positive, like where people are going to pretend you're great. And so this is the gaslighting that now ufology was enough. And I left it behind once I was clearly warned. I don't need any more of that. And everybody I care about is gone. Now, the C60 world, it's like I'm seeing the clowns and they're just getting promoted to the top. And it's like, I'm sorry, I did 5 shows last week. C60 Evo, like to see our interviews. Theirs from 2 years ago, it's like something, the algorithms or the demons, or doesn't want C60 to get out. Or they want people to buy the industrial grade, push, 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 that's got a tenth of what it should when we are saying, with all great respect to the world, we're here to do something great for you and your dog. You were one of 2 people that said, thank you for giving my dog another year. John
Oh
Burrell.
yeah, and
Yeah.
listen, he's right there. We still walk twice, 3 times a day. I was just out with him before. And he's an old man enjoying life more slowly now, but he's here and he's not in pain, which that matters to me. Oftentimes we hang on and we cling on egotistically. That shouldn't happen. But with regards to what you just said, I mean, this is unfortunately our experience too. We've had in the last probably 6 months, thousands of people that reach out to us and say, "Hey, I've been unsubscribed from your channel 6 times. I just every time I check, I'm unsubscribed, and I resubscribe, and I turn on the notifications, and I get unsubscribed again, and I just don't lose any sleep over it anymore because there's just nothing I can do about that.
No.
But I can do something about showing up authentically, being the best possible version of myself and speaking the truth to the best of my ability. That's all that I can do. And that's what we do. And that's what you guys do in your field. And that's at the end of the day, that's what people are gonna feel. And it's the long run. We're not here for the sprint, we're here for the marathon. So For all those who want to take a shortcut and lie and cheat, up yours. We're gonna do what we do.
I love what Eon said, 3 words with a period after each one. Go.
What?
Foo yourself.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. On this I agree
Yeah, I'm kind
exactly.
of,
I'll
you know
I'll say it out loud, Patty. Go fuck yourselves if you want to cheat the people. There you go. I don't mind.
oh, man. Yeah, I mean, I just look back and, I don't wanna waste my time and energy because there's ice cream, there's chocolate, there's people that are really fun. I got my
There's
new
hugs to be
camper. I'm
hugged.
like, come on, let's play instead of look at the skank that's online that's putting muck on my feet. It's like, you know what? I'm going to take my shoes off and throw them out the door because you muck don't matter to me anymore. And I sound like Kamala. Sorry. Oops.
So Miss Patty, tell us where can people find the entire selection of ESS60 products? Where can they get top savings? Really save a lot and try this this amazing product.
In my closet. Oh, wait, the company. Ah, that's my stash. Okay, C60Evo.com/inspired channel. We have 3 fabulous flavors of oil. And I just want to say clearly, I don't mean to minimize other companies. It's about integrity, it's about frequency. Either do it right or you might get talked about. Diddy made a mistake and now he's getting talked about. We're doing it right. And so we're going to talk about it. So, 3 flavors. A wonderful idea to start is to buy the sampler set, which is 3 flavors in a 4 ounce. Then you can try them all and see which ones you love, or an 8 ounce sampler, and then they'll last twice as long. But that way you can see great in my coffee, great in my salad, amazing on a spoon or on a spoon. Basically, take it on a spoon before noon and you're going to feel better. I love the MCT in my coffee because I never forget it. For people that don't like the taste of oil, we have capsules of the strong stuff, great for travel because they won't take it out of your carry on, briefcase, purse, whatever. You can put them in a baggie, but a bottle of oil, probably not the best idea because you don't want any leakage. We have this incredible new body cream, which is super rich, smells like,
Tangerine.
what do you think of this?
Oh, I love it. I love it. I mean, this it's the second product I put on my skin. The first one, you're going to show it in a minute. People probably don't believe it, but I do it.
Why don't you show it? Because I want you
I it's in the bathroom, but I it's this the skin serum. I put it on my face, and that's what gives it that glow. Me and Chris, Chris Burrs, we always do it.
he loves to model our products. He always says, "You talk, I'll slather it on," and then the other facial serum, he slathers it on, but he looks like 21 and he's 55. Yeah, his
He
skin is
does. He looks fantastic. All of you look fantastic. I mean,
thank you.
you told us your age on paper, but we don't believe it.
103 and kicking ass.
There you go.
71, and I'm having my second life around now that I've survived the uranium ass hole and the directed hit. I mean, gotta say, most people on your show listening don't have things to deal with like I did. If this did this for me, imagine how easy it's going to be for most of you. Can't say it's going to work because the 3 letters, but most likely it will. And the products come with this.
Coincidentally, it might.
It might. It comes with this little, information thing that tells you about the products, in case, you're not naturally intuitive, but most of you are. And I will say that of all the shows I do with Chris or without Chris, the response, the comments on your show are the highest frequency of any. They are the most intelligent people and the most grateful. Thanks, you guys. You're amazing. And you all deserve to try it. If you want to try minimal, don't say it's too expensive for me. You're worth it. Once you take this, I'm just going to honestly say personally, I don't use any of my supplements. And that was a few $100s a month. I don't spend anymore. And they're probably growing hair in the little Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday boxes because I haven't used it in months. I take this in my coffee and I do this at noon or 1 if I've got a show. And I'll do a shot of the avocado if I'm in the mood. But man, between that and the facial serum, I really only use our products and the body cream. I find that it really simplified my bathroom counter of all those wonderful, expensive products with things I can't pronounce. Go take a look with reading glasses, you guys, at the ingredients in what's in your bathroom. And then you might want to look at the 21 organic, vegan, natural ingredients in this that people's dogs like to lick off. It smells like rosemary because it's finished with rosemary essence, but it's got a base of chia seed oil that has changed my Harley Davidson skin to kind of being like, wow, Granny, you're looking younger than you did 5 years ago. And I just got to say, I'm so grateful for your show because of all the people, and believe me, I listen to a lot. I think you have the most beautiful approach because your energy sits in a place of love, and most people sit in a place of ego that are on the air right now that I'm watching. It's why they're not responding to emails. It's like everybody's all about their numbers and their subscribers. We, on the other hand, are really about reaching the audience with compassion and integrity. And I really am honored that we keep doing shows with you because you're my favorite.
Well, we're honored. We're honored to partner with you, to be friends with you, and it's so easy. It's so easy to recommend something that we love, right? That's so easy. We don't have to pretend we never do it. By the way, what we do here is not a self-serving thing. You know, I never wanted to be a podcaster or a YouTuber or any of the things. There is a mission, and one day that mission will be completed, and we'll go out and sit by the bonfire and play songs, and that'll be it. It's not self-serving. It just does what it needs to do. I want to say one more thing because you said something beautiful. You said earlier sometimes people look at a product like yours, and because it's high quality, because it's the best of the best, naturally all of that has a price. And sometimes people think, oh my god, I can't afford this. I get it. I've been there, trust me. I've experienced having absolutely nothing, no roof over my head, nothing. I mean nothing. But I never said I can't afford this when I saw something that I know would benefit me. I i always felt that I could connect with that. And if it is in the highest interest, then usually there's a way, a path that shows up. And so I always leave that door open. And I want to say to people that you have no idea what you're actually capable of, and what how much change you're capable of at any age in any situation. Don't limit yourself by saying I can't. Trust me, you can. And the first step is to admit it to yourself that you're much bigger and much greater than you thought you were. So that's what I just wanted to say.
Yeah.
And we're so yeah, we are so grateful for our amazing audience. They are incredible, and there's so much intelligence, intuition, expansion. We're blown away every day.
Amen. Well, I want to say a little bit more about the price because there's all these discounts. And basically, if you buy two of anything, there's going to be a screen that pops up that says third one half off. So if you buy two, you get the third one for half off. But we do 20% off every order, and you don't have to reorder if you sign up for a monthly subscription. And if you don't love it, call us, write us, cancel, and we don't even ask questions. 53% of our annual income is resubscribes. That to me is a testimonial.
Oh
People
yeah.
don't quit. And our fifth anniversary is November 1st. So 53% of the people that buy the product buy it monthly and they keep at it, and the testimonials are great. So 20% off for that. We have all kinds of sets, which is 2 items or more, like the pet lover set. You get one for your dog, one for you, or one for your cat, one for you. Or our number one is the inside out set, which is that you take on a spoon, the inside, and the facial serum. We have two different ones that you put on the outside, and you save 15% off any of our two or more items. And we've got sets of like 10 things also if you want to just try everything and get that discount. But no matter what you do, use John's code for another 10% off at checkout. And it's in the link below. So 20%, but the biggest one is, and I think of this right now, a lot of people are buying a case for 25% off because UPS, the mail, the people coming into our cities, hard to say how long we're going to be getting deliveries with these, but I highly recommend you buy a case for 25% off and the discount, or a big bottle. And I had this next to my leg. It's like the size of my head. 32-ounce bottle of C60 Evo. That's going to last you a while. And they will last up to 3 years, as long as you keep it out of direct sun and away from direct heat, a stove. So,
Just like you would with good olive oil, you put it in a darker place. So to do that, c60evo.com/inspired channel. And that's where, if you follow the instructions there, you get the maximum amount of discounts, which we're very thankful for, which you're doing this for our audience. Thank you so much. We really appreciate that.
our pleasure. And until next month, let's just keep anti aging.
Oh, we'll do that, and we'll the best answer to all the gaslighting is to keep showing up with truth, with love, and with authenticity. Miss Patty Greer, it's always an honor and a pleasure. Thank you so much for joining us again today.
Thank you. And the best is yet to come.
You read my mind. I was going to say that, so thank you.
Awesome.
I was going to close on that, so thank you for that. Inspired Tribe, the best is yet to come. We love you. We appreciate you. We will be back with you again very, very soon.